Hi everyone, Adam Dufresne, Ottawa business coach, coming to you for this weekly video. So this week, what I wanted to talk about is a concept called the circle of influence versus the circle of concern. So whether you believe it or not, our lives don't just happen, right? Every day, every moment, we have the ability to choose. We choose to be happy, we choose to be sad, we choose our reactions to every situation in life, although, some of them are a little bit more difficult than others to think that we have a choice in it. So this concept comes from Covey. He writes about this concept called the circle of influence versus the circle of concern. And I love this way of looking at business, or at looking at life really, because the two circles essentially represent everything that you care about in life and business. In your circle of concern, what you'll find is all of those bigger things that you worry about, worldly concerns, hunger, famine, world war, recessions, also your family, your work, and that type of stuff. Within your circle of influence, you find all of those things that you can directly affect, so those actions that you can actually take yourself to help with a lot of those issues. So let's talk a little bit about what I love about this theory and how I think it falls short, I should say. How I think it falls short is that I think that by putting it in this way, a lot of the times you will think that an issue is too big for you to be able to do anything about it. Let's take something random like climate change. It's a hot topic these days. You might take a look at that. That's part of your circle of concern and say, well, it's just too big of an issue. I can't really do anything about climate change, which, really couldn't be further from the truth. So let's take a look at the flip side and what I love about this theory. What I love about this theory is that saying that climate change is within your circle of concern is good, because now if we're going to pay attention to our circle of influence, it's taking a look at what can I actually do to affect this. Yes, you might not have a lot of experience being a world leader on climate change, although I believe if you want to and you decide to, you could be that person if you really put all your time and effort behind it. But focusing within your circle of influence means, what can I actually do right now? So I can manage my power consumption, I can try and save on gas or carpool, or just try and leave less of a carbon footprint in general, right? So that talks about those simple things that you can do right now. We want to make sure that within our circle of concern, we're dreaming big. Like these are the greater issues around us. But where I think the theory has a lot of power is that if you focus in your circle of influence, you will focus on those small, deliberate actions that you can take today that can then greater affect that circle of concern. Without a larger circle of influence, you can't properly tackle that circle of concern that you want. So one of the things that I always like to say to people when I'm coaching is, you have to crawl before you can walk. It's the same kind of idea. We have to do one thing at a time. So what I encourage you to do is, dream big, cast a huge circle of influence as much as you can, but just remember, for now, you need to take small, simple, deliberate actions towards that end goal that are right within your circle of influence. Until next time, folks, have a great day and enjoy the sun.